Hey guys, what's up? It's TinyBox here. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a little bit different than normal. Actually, pretty much anything that I've ever done on my channel before. I'm going to be talking about The Flash Season 5. I want to talk about more TV and movies and stuff that I'm really passionate about. And I want to talk about my gripes with Season 5, but what also I liked about it. And it's going to be kind of like a raw video. I was going to do like this heavily condensed edited thing. And I might do that in the future. But for right now, I just kind of want to get out all my feelings just like raw, because I don't know, I like that kind of video more sometimes where it's just like me speaking honestly rather than like manipulating the script. Even though that's awesome to watch every now and then, it's just like for this type of video, I want to have like my raw reaction to it or sort of thing. And by the way, I know this is almost a minute into the video and I'm still rambling on before talking about the show, but I just want to make it clear that this isn't like any like hate messages towards like the people that make the show. The actors and actresses are fantastic on it. The writers have been great in the past. I think they're slipping a little bit in this season. And yeah, if I wasn't passionate about the show, I wouldn't be talking about it on my channel. If I make a movie review or a video game or video about some kind of movie or video game or TV show, it's either that I seriously despise it and really like want to urge people like to not watch it. But in this case, it's like one of the shows that I really, really love. And I just want to kind of criticize it because I think a healthy part of this medium of like TV and just video games and all that stuff, all that jazz, you have to like know how to criticize things, but also you have to learn how to take criticism. For example, you guys could say, oh, Tenny, your microphone isn't that good, or hey, your background sucks. It's like, okay, yeah, I totally understand that, and I could improve that for some other time. And that's completely fair for people to say. Such as, like, how I could say the villain of this season of The Flash wasn't that great. And I'm just going to get into it. So, I just wanted to make that clear because I know people are going to be like, you're not a real fan. Trust me, I criticize shows that I like and movies I like because I want the sequel or something after to be better. Like, I don't want to beat something down and be like, never write another season of the show again, blah, blah, blah. That's not how I roll on the channel. That's whatever. So this season's about Nora coming into, by the way, spoiler alert completely for the whole season. I'm sure I'm going to go over the entire show, but I'm probably going to forget some things. Forgive me for that. It's, like I said, an unedited, raw reaction right now, and I will do that stuff in a future video, possibly, where I go over every little detail. So the plot line is about Nora coming back from the future to the present timeline, 2018 / like early-ish 2019. Or mid-2019, whatever. And she, like right off the bat, I know that at the end of the last season, she helped take the satellite down with Barry / the Flash / yeah, they took down the satellite together at the end of the whole DeVoe plot line, which a lot of people didn't like DeVoe. I thought he was okay. Besides the point, that was last season. And she basically altered the timeline by going back into the past and changing stuff. Which, right off the bat, I don't know if I missed something in the show, and it's very well that I could have. I thought that there were, like, these time wraith things that would, like, grab a hold of you. If they got a hold of you, basically die, age, or whatever, and you just disappear. Because I remember that's what happened to, was it Zoom, I think, in, like, season 2 or 3? One of the main villains died to the Wraith, the Time Wraiths. I'm probably making that up. But I know it was some kind of like time spirit thing that got a hold of them. And I was just very curious that like these were never mentioned throughout the entire season, at least from what I remember. And it just felt weird that, you know, Nora's like going into this past and she's changing a bunch of stuff. Like towards the end, we even find out that it even alters the time when the Flash goes missing. So it's going to be next season, so 2019. So it was just me it was kind of weird seeing the whole, like, hey, I'm changing all this stuff in the past, and it's really not having, like, too many dire consequences, like, with the whole Flashpoint timeline. I really loved that season. I really loved all the seasons, but, like, the Flashpoint stuff was really interesting for me because, like, the smallest thing or, like, some changes would just completely alter things, and I was like, whoa, that's some pretty cool, those are pretty cool mechanics. But this season, it felt like, I don't want to say they necessarily dropped it, but they almost sidelined it completely, you know? Where there wasn't, like, really I didn't feel like there was any threat to changing the stuff. Like, even when they would mention, when she would mention stuff to Barry and Iris and just the other people in the group about stuff from the future, or even like introducing language like that I'll say that right off the bat. That all those lines made me cringe so hard, and I don't like to say the word cringe because it's such a cop-out, oversaturated word, but like, I just would, like, when she'd say, that's Shui, or, you know, oh, those words, man. I don't remember all of them. I remember Shui was one of the big ones. And I get it. You've got to, you know, it's not like necessarily a terrible thing. It was just cringy in its own right. And I know that it's like the future slang or whatever, and that's fine. I could see it happening, to be honest. I mean, who knows with this world. But, you know, that was kind of cringy every time I heard that. But that, it wasn't like a deal breaker. I wasn't like, man, I'm gonna turn the show off right now. Let's talk about Cicada, the main villain. Cicada 1 and then Cicada 2, as we later find out. The whole plot line with that was so, like, meh. I don't know if this is like a popular opinion or anything, and feel free to criticize me on this, but I feel like he's easily been our weakest villain. I actually felt kind of threatened, but I didn't feel threatened, but I felt like the characters' lives were threatened with all the other ones we got, like with Reverse Flash, Zoom, even DeVoe, like he had this super mind that would like plot everything out in like a big chess game. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Even though he didn't have like the most OP powers, they kind of nerfed people to make it so they couldn't take him down right away. I can still understand how that villain could be like, you know, awesome. Cicada to me just felt like, you know, it felt like a video game boss that was like designed like with BS. Like, you know, he has this boomerang that has dark matter stuff that nerfs your powers, and it just, you can't use them, and that's fine. Like, that's actually a really good idea. Like, having a villain that, you know, cancels powers and negates them. But it just felt like they were using that as like a crutch for the whole season. Like, man, we can't use our powers. That sucks. And he's killing all these metas, and like the whole thing with him killing all the metahumans. You know, it was interesting. It felt more like a Sylar type thing. I remember, if you know, from the TV show Heroes way back in the day, like how he would kill all the other people, but he would take their powers. It was kind of almost like what Devoted last season, where he would be like, he would just kill people for their powers and whatever. That was more Sylar. But this felt like Sylar, but without the benefit. Like, he's just killing them because metas are bad. And, you know, I know the whole story behind it, but I don't know. It just felt a little over the top for that character. And don't get me started on his voice. His voice was very ridiculous, where he had to talk like this all the time, and you could just tell that the actor was getting super uncomfortable by talking like this. Like, okay, the mask on, I get it. You have some kind of voice modulator, kind of like in Spider-Man Homecoming, how he had that voice modulator that was so funny. Or was it even a voice mod? I don't remember. I gotta watch Homecoming again. I think he did like a fake voice though, and that was funny. Like that, and that's a different movie, but different thing. But like the voice thing, okay, yeah, I get it. It wasn't intimidating necessarily. I felt like it was a little over the top for his villain. But when he took off the mask or whatever, he talked like that anyways. Like, even when he was like the good guy version of him, and I was just like, why are you speaking like that? I don't know. Is that a small gripe? Is that petty? I don't know. I just felt like all the characters though were super, like, kind of unnecessary. Whoa, I almost tipped back in my chair, guys. I feel like all the characters, and I don't want to say this lightly, I feel like all the characters were, like, unnecessarily rude to each other this season. Like, the whole Sherlock thing, blah, 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 that was kind of annoying, too. And it almost put a smile on my face, though, after a while, when he would say Sherlock. I don't know. I felt it was dumb at first, but now I kind of like it. I don't know how I feel about that. But just, I remember Cisco and Iris and all these people are just, like, destroying this guy's, like, just, like, being so mean to Sherlock. And I don't know, it just felt over, like, unnecessary. Like, I was like, I feel like these characters wouldn't say that to this person that they literally hired to solve this case. And, okay, the main thing that I want to talk about, and I know a lot of people were like, oh, it's kind of annoying how the Flash is getting sidelined in his own show. I could understand that for some people that really don't like XS as a character or just the whole Nora plotline. And I was there for a while, but I kind of have like a main gripe about the show other than that with the season. Why was everybody so stupid about her intentions? Like, nobody even questioned the fact why she came back. And when Sherlock was like investigating, everyone's like, why are you I was just like, why are you investigating her? She's our daughter. And like, yeah, you could argue that if it were like your daughter that were living with you for like however 18 years or however old she is in the show, you know, but she just came back like a few weeks ago in the timeline of the show, or a month ago. I don't understand. It was just so quick where they were like, oh yeah, you're a daughter. I trust everything about you. There was absolutely nothing suspicious about the fact that you just ran 20 years into the past to do God knows what. And, you know, I was okay with it at first, but now that I kind of talk about it, it raises a lot of red flags for me. Like, if I were a character in the show, and I felt like everybody was just so inconveniently stupid, how every time they would, like, kind of hint at her working with the Reverse Flash, like, I was like, I can see it. Why can't you see it as the characters? And I don't know. Maybe that's just a personal gripe, and that could be completely fair. But I don't know. I wanted to hear from you guys though too. What do you guys not like about the season? What do you love about the season? I really loved Ralph this season. He was awesome. I felt like towards the end of like the final, I like Sherlock as well, but I liked all the characters are great. All the actors and actresses are fantastic, and they play the characters very well. I'm more concerned with like the script writing sort of thing, and I don't want anybody to attack the writers or anything. That's not what I'm getting at. They're very, very talented people. I can tell just because they've created this awesome show, and maybe this could very well could be very good writing, and I just don't like appreciate it as much as like the next guy. But I just felt like a lot of things kind of came out of nowhere, and things were like just out of place for the show, if that makes sense. I don't know how are they intending to write off Cisco? They kind of alluded to that. That kind of bugged me how he didn't consult anybody else about losing his powers. He just asked Caitlin, like, hey, remove my powers. I have this girlfriend now and I want to be normal again. And it's like, I can understand that to a degree if the actor wants to leave the show. That's fine. He was one of my favorite characters, Cisco. But I just felt like, in terms of plot, though, we're like on the cusp of the next season is going to be like this big thing, right? Supposedly, where the Flash disappears. I mean, that might be a good time for somebody to have vibe powers, like being able to portal places and stuff. I don't know. I just felt like it was weirdly out of place for him to be like, yeah, I want to lose my powers now. Like, I could understand if they would have like during the final scene, if this actor really wanted to like leave the show, have him get like, I do something weird like with Cicada, like towards the final episode, have him throw like, or her throw a dagger or the dagger thing at him, and like have it do some kind of like reverse effect where he portals somewhere and he just disappears, and you could just say, you can retcon him later and just say, oh, Cisco just came out of this portal and he lost his powers or whatever, and then write him back into the show that way. It just felt super odd that even like out of character that he would be like, yeah, I have this girlfriend now, I want to be normal, I don't feel like being vibe anymore. And like most of the plot lines, since he's got his powers, have revolved like around him knowing like what's going on. Even in this season, with Nora going back and killing everybody on accident because plot. Cisco was able to like have these time visions or whatever from all the 50 times she failed or whatever. I don't know. It was a good season, but I never really felt any tension. I never felt like any emotion towards Nora as a character. And that's weird to say because towards the last season, like when she showed up, I was like, wow, this could be really, really good. It's a bizarre plot, don't get me wrong. Any time travel plot's gonna be bizarre. When your daughter from the future travels to meet your younger parents, that's gonna be weird in of itself. But I felt like there could have been like this awesome thing. And then the last episode, spoiler alert, once again, I don't know why you're still watching this video. She disappears and she gets Thanos out of existence. And, I was like, that's depressing but I could have felt so much more for her character if they would have written her differently. You know, the second, like, she kind of was working with Reverse Flash, and her whole character with that bugged me. How she was just like, the whole Flash Museum, right? She talks about the Flash Museum this entire time. You really don't know about the Reverse Flash and all these terrible things. Like, I know it's not all in the museum, like, there's not, like, a replica of, you know, the Reverse Flash killing Barry's mom or whatever, but, I mean, it's kind of insinuated that this is a really bad guy, and you probably shouldn't be working with him when he's on freaking death row. But I digress. That was, I don't know, just that whole character arc. Like, I would understand if he manipulated her in some way, and they were able to find out super quickly. But the fact that they found out, like, what was it, like 18 episodes in, or 19, 20 episodes in, even, I was just like, why? Why would it just felt bizarre? And you know, that's my own opinion. So you guys can take that what you will. You know, I like this season overall, but I feel like the cons outweigh the pros, because the pros were great. Don't get me wrong, but like there was so much stuff that I was just like, those aren't what they would do, or that's not really realistic to how the characters behave, and you know, that's fine. That's my opinion. And I will continue to watch the show because I really do enjoy it. And I have to give my hats off to the writers, the actors and actresses, and everybody that's involved in the show, the editors, even the network executives, blah, 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 whatever. Everybody involved does a fantastic job working the show. And I don't want people to be like writing people on Twitter if this video ever blows up and gets any sort of attraction. I don't want people to, you know, go hate on these people because they're awesome people. I'm fans of all of them. But that doesn't, like, leave them open, like, the writing open to criticism, you know, in this show. I don't know. What did you guys think about The Flash Season 5? I thought it was okay. Cicada was such a villain that, I mean, he could have been cool, but his whole plot was, like, he just killed people and took their power, or didn't take their powers, but he just negated their powers, and I was just like, that's kind of just DeVoe, but he didn't take their powers. He just killed people for the sake of killing metas, and I was just like, okay. And then the whole future thing, there was some weird, I could probably nitpick that stuff with the whole going into her dream and having like a soul connection to her or whatever. I could nitpick that, but there's no point to. I mean, it's a TV show at the end of the day, and I can't really nitpick that sort of stuff and be taken seriously that well. But yeah, one other thing, just like the whole, when the daughter was fine, like, for the most of it, but like in the episode where she was, when Nora went into her mind when she was in the coma, just her freaking out on her and just like screaming was really not good. I don't know. There's no other way I could phrase that. Other than that, she did like a really good job acting. But like just that, I don't remember what episode it was, but it was one of the episodes where she was just like freaking out and screaming. It was just over the top, and I was just like, please stop. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I apologize if I offended anybody on the show by making this. I promise it's just so that you guys can get better. It's nothing ill will or like, there's no ill intent in this video. It's completely just like, you know, criticism. I want your guys' show to get better. And it has been better in the past. I don't know what my favorite season is so far. I mean, the big thing is probably season 1. Just because it's like, you know, this all-around pretty much perfect season. But I would probably agree to that, but I don't know. I really like all the villains, too. Like, they've all been pretty great up until this point. Cicada, some people probably love him. I don't know if there's a comic book, like, version of him. There probably is, and I don't know it, and I apologize if I offended any Cicada fans in this. And he probably is an awesome villain, or her, whatever they did the genders in the comics. Or maybe there's 2 Cicadas in the comics. I don't know. I haven't read too many Flash comics. I've been reading a lot more comics recently, and I need to get into the Flash because he's one of my favorite superheroes, and, you know, I haven't gotten around to that just yet. But thank you so much for watching this video. Keep calm and trust your instincts. Let me know what you thought of The Flash Season 5 in the comment section down below. In the future, this is a 20-minute video of me rambling. If I make a video breaking down every plot line in an analysis video, I'll do it sometime, but it'll probably be like 50 parts because, my internet's terrible, and also so it's hard to like upload big files, and also my computer's been super slow recently, and rendering a video like above 10 minutes other than this video, because I'm recording it in a different way, will like it'll kill it basically, my computer. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.